State Farm Stadium. Ahead will decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store between the Chicago Bears and the Arizona Cardinals. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
First carry for Kenyon Drake. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, if they can execute the run-pass option like that, it puts the defense in a really, really tough spot.
The running ability of Kyler Murray makes defensive coordinators and players crazy, because essentially now you have an extra running back there. So if he keeps it, you've got a problem. If he hands it inside, you're probably not ready for it because you have all your focus back on number one.
He goes full extension, and he's got it. Well, that's good for a first down. Here's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch in the playoffs.
45.
On first down, Drake. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Brings up second and 11 at the Bears' 43-yard line.
Second and 11. From the gun, Murray. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people just like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have option. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. DeAndre Hopkins, 29 yards. And the Cardinals take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
He was brought
down. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. 58. 58.
They go play action. Trubisky. He'll find Taylor. That's complete.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Flush to his right. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. The give to Taylor. 3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. First and 10, Taylor now. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Trubisky to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Cardinals 7, Bears nothing.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in this 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now. And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
He'll have a first down and more past the 20. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards. That's how you draw up the run-pass option right there. You get a chunk play out of it.
And you know quarterbacks love to throw the RPOs because oftentimes they're in-breaking routes. But receivers love it even more. The ball gets to them quickly, allows them to put some moves on in the secondary.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
The ball carrier.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Murray going to run play action with Drake and look to throw it. This will be caught inside the 10. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. It's a gain of 35.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be second and goal.
At the Bears' 4-yard line.
They'll try again with Drake. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. On that sideline, they're saying that was more like it. The first down run went backwards, that time into the end zone.
And I like their little bit of courage in play calling, too. Because after an unsuccessful run, especially one where you lose yardage, you oftentimes go right to throwing the football. They came right back with a running play, and it paid off handsomely.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? On first down, it's Taylor. And it's defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
The stop made by...
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Trubisky. It's caught on the right side by Robinson.
That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Flushed out right. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Darnell Mooney, 46 yards. And the Bears draw a bit closer. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over. This game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And Murray throwing complete here to Drake. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the gun, it's Drake. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there and a first down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, he fooled them with the inside run.
At the 34-yard line.
On 2nd and 1, Murray. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop him with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Murray now on first down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Trubisky to throw. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Brings up 2nd down at the 30-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Trubisky. And he finds a man on a crossing route. But he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now it's Trubisky. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Here's Trubisky. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They go play action with Trubisky. He loses 4, and it brings up 4.
By Chandler Jones. 3 plays, and
Here comes the Bears punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Now it's Peterson. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. And they'll begin by running the option. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Akeem Hicks showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Well, that's one of the drawbacks of running the RPO. If those linemen go into run block mode, you can't throw it if they're more than a yard downfield. They'll hand it to Drake here on the option. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a third and about 14.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. 45, 45. Mike.
Murray with a 3rd and long. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Getting in there to break that one up, Rocky Sin.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
at their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. The last couple of drives have ended in punts. Maybe the crowd minds that, but you're a defensive guy. You're okay with a couple of punt drives.
Listen, I'm the guy that loves a 0-0 pitch game. All right, in baseball, I can handle that going into the 7th inning. I think the crowd, though, they want to see a little bit more excitement. Let's see if someone can break something free on offense and get going.
Offense at a premium the last 2 drives. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. They go to the ground again with Taylor. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
The ball carrier.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Trubisky now to throw on 3rd down. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. So that one will be accepted. from the gun, it's Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. They'll run on first down. Taylor. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. They snap it at 1. Now it's Trubisky. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. And able to find Graham, complete. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Clean the house, baby.
One quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Trubisky will throw. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. They'll run here with Taylor. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
On 2nd and goal, Trubisky. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Willie Henry showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4. A big one coming in this divisional round playoff. 3rd and goal. Throwing here, Trubisky. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Escaping the pressure right. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
And he rifles one incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Shotgun now from Murray. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at his own 10. And they'll spot him at the 3-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college. And our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
They'll look to run with Taylor. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. He has been an integral part of the offense all season, and now in the playoffs he's carrying it over. Had the touchdown last week in the wild card game, now his 2nd TD of the playoffs.
Showing some consistency, and that's something that we have to keep in mind about the playoffs because we often think you have to be spectacular in order to win. I think consistent is what you're looking for. That can get you to the finish line.
And this carries into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And as a fan of the NFL, not much more you could hope for in this divisional round matchup. Tie game, 4th quarter. A lot of these fans with their hearts in their throats waiting to see what happens here. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Call it a gain of 14 for the 2nd play in a row.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Murray, a quick throw out to Kirk. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. Over 30 yards there. And 1st downs on 3 consecutive plays now.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Murray a give. This is Drake. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground with Drake. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
That's good.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Drake. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
They'll run with Drake, and he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
And they're going to get the timeout called. What a finish. We're down to 4 seconds to go in this football game. And everything right now rests on the right foot of Zane Gonzalez. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. And everything right now rests on the right foot of Zane Gonzalez. This would put them in the NFC title game. And that is no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. Overtime in a playoff game, awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only 1 period is played. We could call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. On the option, here's Drake. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now, if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind, trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone, all right? You don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to him.
And now this first drive in OT continues. 23 yards on the play.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. That puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
At the 20-yard line.
Right back to Drake. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 15-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to score. It's a touchdown. No flags. And in an overtime thriller, they are moving on to the playoff.
No rest. They get to keep playing.